What's he gotta do now? make your legs stop to shake when I pop your hood. I give you all my money. I give you all my honey. So what's your man got to do to get a woman leg? If I got to beg, or if I had to plead, or if I had to fight, or if I
Okay. I know I should lower that slowly. I should be a better entertainer. So these are moon videos that I'm going through. On the Right to Reality channel. And I'm probably going to run this through several other times, several more times, I should say. Because what I'm doing is I'm doing 360s with my camera on the telescope out there when I do these videos of the moon. Same thing when I do photographs of the moon. So what I'm recommending to anybody that comes along, to Dean at this point, Dean, Jeanne is going to be out of the project here, so I'm probably going to drop her from the series. I don't see any reason to make the series because she's in hospice right now and she's not doing well, obviously, if she's in hospice. So as far as I know, she's still there. She's still here with us, but the thing is that she's not able to see anything, obviously, that I'm showing you guys. And she might be listening, though. I don't know. I don't know how coherent she is right now, really. But I just found out last night that Teresa's seventh daughter, Jan, the one I was making the series to, is not going to be with us much longer. So the whole purpose of making the series to her was because I was misinformed. I thought that she had 6 months left, and I thought that was a tight timeline. I thought maybe 6 months to a year. I figured maybe something like that when they told me 6 months, because you never know. But I did not expect 2 weeks. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. I just started the series last week. I got word of her being ill the week before. So to Jan, if your friend is letting you listen to these videos, we might not be, but if he's letting you listen to them, I just wanted to say goodbye. Sorry I couldn't help. I did not realize that you were already sick for 6 months, or whatever story got misconstrued. But I thought that you had 6 months left. That's why I kept saying that it would take me about 6 months to do a series. So, and then to Dean, if you are interested, I'd like you to reach out to me in the comments, because what I'd like to do is ask you if you have anyone that you'd be interested in calling out. Anybody that you look up to, someone you think you trust. Not somebody personally that somebody that is on YouTube, somebody that you get your financial advice for, your religious opinions from, something like that. Like I always do. I'm always calling out people that I like. Like right now on the Miguel Everyone channel, I was in the process of calling out the auditors. I was having fun calling out the auditors. Matter of fact, I was calling out the auditors on the Michael Oziak channel also. I'm gonna let this run through while I'm talking. So, anyways, this is the Right to Reality channel, like I was pointing out at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna have to come over to this channel, because if I don't, then the Michael Oziak channel is gonna get shut down, and they're probably gonna get shut down either way. But I don't want to keep pushing it, because anything that I do on here, if I say anything wrong, if copyright strikes or anything, they're all going to be used against me. If I am saying something wrong, there's a lot of thought crimes at this point. So me just talking for 20 minutes, I'm putting out 10 different things that are against YouTube laws and Facebook laws, Instagram laws, Twitter laws. So I'm not going to make it. So I don't want to risk it on this channel, Michael Oziak channel, that I'm going to upload these to. I want to start bringing everything over to the Right to Reality channel. So if anybody really is with me and anyone wants to stick around, you're not going to find me uploading anything other than research videos up onto the Michael Oziak channel. That's the only thing I'm really safe to upload are research videos. I'm not talking in them. I'm not saying anything. I'm not playing music in them. No copyright strikes, no law breaking infringements or anything else that could possibly happen. They'll still do it anyways. They'll still fucking find a reason. But I'm realizing that I'm still within the 90-day period. So I'm still on probation for 90 days. So I can't really risk doing the series on this channel, any series, not just the one to Teresa's seventh daughter, but any series. So Dean, if you have anybody in mind that you would like to do the series with me on and continue the series on, we'll take Teresa's seventh daughter out of the series and I'll continue it on with Dean Hayes. If not, no problem, no big deal either. You know, like I was saying to Jeanne, you guys are real people. As far as I know, you're real people. So if you are, then I have no reason to harass you to make a series to you because it is a form of harassment in a way. Because like, let's say you pick somebody that you like, you don't really want to pick somebody that you like who's not going to be understanding of my personality because they're just going to take offense to it. They're going to say, "What the hell did you sick this guy on me to make a series to me? All he does is call me a zombie slave and, talk shit." Because they're not going to be willing to look at what it is I'm showing them. So that therefore that's all they're going to see. They're only going to see the negative. They're not going to see the positive in what it is I'm trying to show you. Let me enlarge this and play it while I'm in here. I just wanted to shrink it down to do that. So I'm going to play this moon video through. So what I'm doing is I'm digitally collecting the MNC. I'm cropping out some images. I am picking up the cropper and the pointer and pointing out different images and everything like that. Some of it I'm just taking the camera in my hand and I'm going around and changing angles and distances of perspective. You can all feel free to do the same thing. So I was just saying in the last video that I uploaded is that you can go to any moon videos or photographs that are on the internet. I do advise that you get your own when you want this all to be a reality, but it is enough of a reality when you compare my videos and photos of the moon compared to other videos and photos of the moon that you're getting from who you respect as space technology wizards. I don't know what the fuck to call them anymore. The liars, the lying motherfuckers that are all out there lying to you about everything. So you can use their photos, videos, and pictures the same way so that you can confirm that what I'm showing you is factual, right? And then even better than all that is just get your own your own telescope. I just glue my camera onto my telescope eyepiece. It's not a big deal. I'll show you, which I do in a lot of my videos. I show you guys how I do this. It's really all of us would be doing it if we were not all dumbed down zombie slaves, part of the same lion ass system. Very, very sad to watch all this go down this way. So Dean, if you got somebody that you think that you like and you want to call them out and someone that you respect, I never do anybody that I don't like. If it's somebody that I don't like and I don't respect and I don't think that there's a small possibility, Clayton Morris, for example, or you go back and you look at all the series that I did, all those people that I'm calling out, I like them. I don't dislike them. Matt from Quantum of Conscious back in the beginning, Delve from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Those guys, I like those guys. They were nice guys. Never heard from them again after making the series to them, so they obviously never seen what it was I was showing them. But there was a lot of them. Some of them were scientifically famous. Some of them are just reporters like Clayton Morris and his wife. And there are some European people that I've called out. I've called out musicians when they made a famous song. Other people some that I knew they were liars, but I thought, well, maybe they didn't know they were liars. Maybe they're not part of the big scam. They're not conscious liars. They're just subconscious liars like the majority of the other 7.8 billion zombie slaves. We just pretend that we don't see it. We pretend that we're this dumb. We're really not. We can see it, feel it, smell it, hear it. We got it all. We just choose not to. We choose to go with the, the bio realm, whatever the conscious realm tells us, our slave masters, if you want, if I want to be rude about it or whatever. But it's all coming forward really quickly now, and for everybody not to see it still, when it's this far in our face and it's this far up our asses, and everyone's still pretending not to see it. You got the collapse of all the currencies all over this earth. You have tyrannic governments showing their way, true colors through and through, in every which way. Cameras on every fucking pole, cameras every building that you go to. Taxes way out of fucking hand. Um, the inflation, the gas prices, the food prices, shutting down all the farms all over every country. This is every country. This has been going on. 30 years slowly, and then a huge uptick. The medical industry all over this earth. I mean, everything's set up to enslave the 7.8 billion zombie slaves even further than we already are. Because what we already are now is only fooled and tricked and lied to. Okay, everybody in America, we think that we don't, the thing is, it's also obviously fake. All right, you buy a house, right? I got friends that buy homes. They have $1 million homes, $2 million homes, and they add it to their assets. And this is what their ownership of this is. They driving nice trucks, cars. Some of them don't even have homes, but they got $300,000-$400,000 cars and all this kind of shit. Some of them have large car collections. All these assets, they call them, these things. They claim ownership on, but we really don't own anything. We don't really own anything when you look at the titles of all that. And this is not something that we don't know. We know that with the words that I'm saying out of my mouth can be easily proven. You go look around. So we call ourselves capitalist, better than communist, better than socialist, better than fascist. All the ists that I was mentioning before in a previous video last week, they're all the same. They're all the same because really there is still no ownership. Every your weed whackers, go out to your garage, your weed whacker, your lawnmower, whoever the name brand is on those brands, they can be called in at any time. You have no right, no ownership of those items. You're not allowed to rebuild them and make them your own and put your name on it and sell them, right? You're not able to do that. That would be fraudulent, right? So the paperwork on them, the ownership of the model numbers, serial numbers of every item in your life, from your toaster, your refrigerator, all your appliances, your washer dryers, everything, your motor in your swimming pool. They all have these model numbers, serial numbers, all going back to the manufacturers, the corporations who own us. It is the corporations. It's not a person, it's the corporation. And they own our police departments, they own our medical industries, our pharmacies on every corner. It's okay and legal for them to deal drugs at a $1 trillion a year rate of money to rape the people of, right? It's okay for the pharmacies to do so, but it's not okay for the people to go buy drugs on the street, also coming from a different source of the same fucking government, because they're the ones that open up the borders. They're the ones that allow the borders to be open for all this stuff to come in, because it's not being made here anymore. We don't make nothing in America, including our drugs, not in any kind of real scale, for that matter. But they may make small little busts of people making meth and shit like that, or people growing weed or stuff like that. But if the government does it, they do it all over the fucking place. So they make, go into out of alcohol prohibition into marijuana prohibition. For what? For no reason. No reason. Marijuana was less harmful, all this shit. They gave us bullshit stories about why they did it. Oh, it was a big secret. Henry Ford knew, and he could run the cars on hemp. So therefore they changed that because they wanted to make all the money on the gas, and they wanted to do the petrodollar and blah, blah. Yeah, where's that petrodollar today? All gone. All done. It was done 50 years ago. We've just been playing games with it. That's how we got up to so many trillions of dollars in debt in the United States. But it's every country. We're all going down. It's not just the United States going down. It's the entire earth over. It's going into a they call it a global, don't you get the joke? It's called a global takedown, right? It's a global situation, right? We live on a world, they tell us, right? And you all go along with it. We don't live on a globe. We don't live on a world. There is no, that's the new world order, right? There's nothing new about it. It's been going on for 10,000 years at best, right? At most. Somewhere around there is my best guess. But it could have been as soon as 3 to 4,000 years ago that we were all finally so dumbed down that we were ready to go along with this so-called new world order that's been around for thousands of years. And it's not a world. That's why we know that it probably started right around 2,000 years ago being called a new world order, right? And it's not about order. It's all about chaos, because that's where they get their order from, is order out of chaos. So the whole term of new world order is a fucking joke. And when you talk to people about this, anybody you talk to about this, it just in one ear and out the other. They got 80 hours a week to work to make the money to get that $2 million home that they feel they have ownership to, but they don't, because we all learn. We're watching what's happened to all the. Look at the farmers, right? The farmers that had their homes and their farms and their property and their land and their family for generations, right? So what did it make it? Only 1 or 2 generations. That's it. They got great grandpa, and then as soon as it goes to get handed down to the next generation, they're either not interested in the farming business because their parents are telling them, this is ridiculous. There's no farming left for you to do, son. We can't hold on. We don't even have enough to pay the taxes on all the acreage. So therefore, the government's going to come in and take it. I would advise we get you through college. That's what they would mostly do over the last 50 years. We'll get you into college so that you're not stuck running this farm, because really this farm is run by the government at this point, with all the government buyouts of the land, right? We're going to pay you to not grow anything. I forget what it's called, but they're doing this all over the place, all over the earth. They did it in India. Look what they did in Ukraine, right? Big fucking war, tear it up. So we lose all of our wheat all over the earth. The largest wheat growers. We used to be the largest wheat growers. I'm not telling you all something you didn't know. There are no services. We gave away all of our manufacturing to fucking China, mostly to China, but to other Asian countries. Steel manufacturing, all that. We gave all of our oil that we were pumping out of the ground. We gave that over to um, Saudi Arabia mostly, but also Iraq and Iran and other areas of the eastern countries. They're all doing that now. We're all locked up. We got so many climate control rules and regulations, and we all know this. We all can look up in the sky and see that their climate change fucking pandemic shit is all a lie. We can see it's all a lie with our own eyes. We just gotta look. We just gotta look, and we see it. But no one wants to look. No one wants to look. So we're just going to keep going forward. Now here they're starting. They got the digital currency in China. They got the digital currency going in Australia now. And they got all the world banks, central banks, are setting up the digital currency everywhere. That means no more bartering, no more how you gonna barter anymore. They're gonna outlaw it. And then they got so many new agents, 84,000 new IRS agents, 150,000 new Homeland Security agents, 62,000 new insurance, private investigating agents, all of them going out there for all this different shit. You got 25,000 new added to ATF agents. You've got the list just goes on and on and on. These are the only fucking jobs. They're the only jobs left. And who are all these people going? All these agents and agencies? Who are they going to be going after? Their own people, their own families. They have to. Of course, one agent is not going to go rape and rob his own family. They'll just send his fellow agent to rob his family. But still, they're all going along with it. They're all part of this scheme. I'm just looking at this moon while I'm shooting this shit. I was gonna press play, but then I'm starting to talk about everything and getting some shit off my chest. So, anyways, I've got these moon videos over there. I would like to have a nice to get through one good series. Maybe I'll think about it a little bit. Maybe I'll continue on with the series to Teresa. It just feels that, I mean, to Teresa's seventh daughter, Jan. I just don't know. I mean, I don't like wasting my time. If I feel like I can put a series out to somebody who will actually watch it, maybe she would have if she would have had the time. And I'm kind of pissed off about being lied to again about the fucking time, because I was told that you had 6 months, Gian. If you're listening to this, I was told that I was told that you had 6 months. If you had 6 months, I could have got all this through to you. But within the first week of me making the series to you, you would not even be able to see what it is I'm showing you, because you're already on heavy morphine and whatever else they're giving you to slow your breathing down and everything else. So of course you're not going to be able to see anything. So that's why I feel stupid. Like I just, why would I believe anything that anybody says ever about anything? What is that, bread? Yeah, it's bread. I don't believe you. I don't believe you that that's fucking bread. What's that you got? A Coca-Cola in your hand? Yeah, it's Coca-Cola. It says Coke right on the can. I don't believe you. For some reason, I don't believe anything that I can fucking see with my own eyes if it's in a human's hand. I don't believe anything that comes out of a human's mouth, because every fucking thing is a lie. It fucking pisses me off, man. And then we all claim, oh no, we don't lie. Little white lies, maybe, or slight exaggerations. I don't give a fuck, man. Call it what you want. They're all lies. They're all lies. What's the big deal about being lied to about how long somebody had to live? What's the big deal? Come on, man. I'm fucking making a series to the person, and or even if you thought that you had. If I would have, even if I would have not be making a series, even if I wasn't doing this YouTube shit, Jan, okay, talking to Jan or anybody else who comes along. But if Jan, I was under the impression that you had 6 months left. So let's say I was not doing this YouTube stuff. Let's say I did not find the true creator. Let's say I did not find the false creator / creator, and I was not able to explain it in detail and show it to you. Okay. Let's say it wasn't that. And I just thought I had 6 months to say goodbye, right? I said a lot of shit to you in my lifetime that I felt that I was wrong about. I would have liked to say some things to you that would have kind of made you feel better in your last 6 months, that I could have got off my chest and taken the burden of others, and taken some things off of your back that were maybe sitting on you wrongfully, that kind of thing. So thinking that you got 6 months to do that, then that makes the reason why I'm pissed off. That's why lying to me about that was kind of silly. Now, Jeanne did not lie to me about that, because Jeanne never said to me how long she had. She didn't. She granted, she did not mention that she was already entering hospice. I didn't know she was already in that condition, but she did say is that my medications got me sick today. I'm not going to be able to get back to you. I'll get back to you tomorrow. So all these things I'm misconstruing in my fucking weirdo mind, thinking to myself, boy, I guess she doesn't see it. I guess she's not going to be interested. Okay. I mean, I went through that with my Uncle Eddie as well, but my Uncle Eddie had 2 years. So I got him right away. I went to him right away as soon as he got his notice. And I said, Ed, I really want to show you the system. I think that it's going to help you. I think you're going to feel a lot better throughout this whole process. And he got a 1-year diagnosis. He made it 2 years. I don't know what the story is with Jan. I don't know, Jan, if you got a 6-month notice and then it was cut short to only 2 weeks, or did you get a 6-month notice that was 6 months ago, and then whoever the person that told me about it, she for some reason didn't keep track of the story properly. I don't fucking know. Anyways, all right. So anybody that is interested in the Michael Oziak channel and what I got going on here, I would say that there's thousands of videos on here that all explain everything that I'm trying to explain to you on the other channels as well. Miguel Everyone channel is a pretty decent channel. It's half the size of the Michael Oziak channel. It has half the amount of the information in it. Um, but it gives you the gist of everything that you would need to be able to see what it is I'm showing you. And I guess I'm going to mostly, like I said, I'm going to start the series up on another channel. I think the channel should be the Right to Reality channel, because the Right to Reality channel doesn't have any marks on it, where I think the Miguel Everyone channel, I'll be in the clear to make mistakes in like 30 days, right? Something like that. No, no, no. What it is what is it? Three strikes, you're out. Each strike you get is longer and longer, but it's got to be within the 90 days. I mean, it's a bunch of games, man. It's a bunch of fucking games. Sucks. Um, I can't find any good music that's not copyright free. There is a little bit of Christian music in there, but then they always put one song in a row. Let's say you get 5 songs that you can squeak by with. And then I remember when I was doing, what's his name? Anthony, that new famous singer. That was his name. I want to say Mark Anthony, but I know it's not Mark Anthony. Anyways, when I was doing that series there, I was learning that because I was putting the name right in the title of the videos of the entire series, and I was still getting copyright strikes on his music. And it says if you write his name and give him credits down in the credit bar, or whatever it's called down there, which I never do. I've never filled out any of those since I've been doing videos. But if I was to, I don't know, copy and paste and put it down there, then supposedly I could use his music and not get copyright strikes. Um, I don't believe that's true either, because I know a lot of people that have done that and they still get copyright strike. That's why no one's using his excellent songs in their videos, because he's got really good music. Everybody would be using it, but they can't because they're still getting copyright strikes, even though he's offering it to everybody on YouTube as copyright free music to use. What the hell's his name? Tony Anthony, something Anthony. Probably totally wrong. So, a little upset about things, like I always am. I'm always upset about things. Usually about being lied to. So we're looking at the moon here. I'm going to keep going through this. Over the next few days, I'll keep running research vids. I'm going to keep running research vids on the Michael Oziak channel. I'm going to find out a little bit more, to be exact, about Teresa's 7th daughter, and find out really what is going on over there, and make some decisions about whether or not I'm going to continue with her series. I mean, I guess I could continue her series and just keep going with it and just make it very safe for YouTube. In other words, don't talk really in it, which I wasn't really planning on doing anyway. And then I'd have to make up my own music. I'd have to make my own music, which anybody that watch any of my videos that I make music, oh, it's not good. It's not good. But it's something to have in the background. It's something to have in the background just to have going while I'm making the videos, because really it's all visual. You don't really need me to be talking. I mean, as long as I can explain the gist of things to you, then the rest is up to you guys to go look. So I don't know, maybe that's the way to go with all this, huh? Maybe that's the way we could go with it. This way I don't have to switch over to the Right to Reality channel if I do it that way too. Maybe I just try to find somebody to make me some really real copyright free music. All right, so maybe I'll keep doing that. Maybe I'll keep doing that. I'm gonna make some conversations and phone calls and texts, and Dean, I'll touch base with you a little bit more too. Dean mentioned to me in the comments that he was going to go back and watch my other videos that I made in the past, which is the best idea, really. That's all I ever ask of anybody, because though people will come in and only watch one or two of my most recent videos, and if they're a research video that I'm not talking in, they don't know what it is I'm really trying to show them. I'm going to guess that most of them are going to run away anyway from when they do hear me talking and explaining what it is they're looking at. They're going to run away and not look. That's the whole point of tricking people into looking. I kind of have to do that in person. Usually if I'm going to trick someone into seeing it, I got to put the camera in the hand. So this way I know when they're caught. I'm not going to know when you're caught. If you're at home with your own camera phone in your hand, like I'm explaining you to do, and you're going like this and saying, I don't see what the fuck he's talking about. Then all of a sudden, boom, you see something. You see it. You can blank that out of your head and you can go on without worry. Or and let's say you get a couple of them. Say you're coming around with your camera, you're going in and out, you're changing your angles and distances of perspective, your lights and shadows are changing. You actually go put a filter on your camera so that you can add some contrast for your eyes, and the next thing you know, boom, you see something, and then it's easy for you to deny what you see. That's why anybody that does look doesn't even make videos like I'm doing now, because they're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to have to face what it is, because we all know deep down what I'm telling you all is true. We all know it. We just fight it because we think that admitting it is going to destroy everything and ruin everything that we worked so hard lying about over all these years. But you don't have to worry about that. It's all going to go away anyways, with or without your help. You just have to admit that you're all just dumbed down zombie slaves. That's the thing. Nobody wants to admit that. Everybody thinks that education and genius and intelligence and all this kind of shit is where it's at. And no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not where it's at. All that was the bad part of it all. And we look at it as the good, you know. And what I mean by this is that whoever has the best memory memorizes all of the lies, and they memorize them in detail. And if you can spout all the lies of all of them, all of the lies, the mathematical lies, the scientific lies, the religious lies of all kinds, all the lies, and that means you have a really good memory, and you can memorize all those lies, then you kind of go to the top of the slave chain, because the top of the slave chain is the one that's going to teach all the other zombie slaves that it teaches them a lot of things. It teaches them that they have to stay in line and be a good zombie slave. You cannot speak out like we're all doing now. A lot of people are speaking out, and that's when we're realizing, oh my God, there really is no free speech. We really can't. There's really no such thing. There never has been. That was all a myth. It was a lie. How do we know that? Because as soon as we get to internet, okay, no one can speak. You get shut down. YouTube, Facebook, any of them, Instagram, Craigslist, whoever, doesn't matter. Any internet that you want to do, if you don't take Google's interpretation of what the earth is or what anything is, then you have to be taken out. You have to be taken down. You're not going to make it. Now, if you go before internet, how are you going to get on television to get your point across? Public access would shut you down if they heard you saying the kind of things that we're all talking about now on YouTube and other places where we're getting shut down on YouTube. Television would have done the same thing. If we would have went onto television and talked anything based on reality or truth, then we would have been shut down. That's how you know it was all propaganda, even public broadcasting television, where the average citizen could pay $22 a day and go do a half-hour skit on a microphone in front of the camera, and it would go on this little side channel. That went on for years. But you could not make your own news program, like for example, the auditors is what I'm kind of referring to, right? The auditors today, they're out there, they're considering themselves press, the same way that regular Joes, regular citizens considered themselves to try to be press under the public broadcasting system before internet came along, right? And then when you go before television, you had newspapers. You could not just be a newspaper owner. No, you had to go along with all the lies. You had to print all the lies so that all the zombie slaves could feel good about what they were doing, whatever it may be. Maybe they were sending their children off to win wars and die in wars. And winning wars means killing others, dying in wars, murdering ourselves, right? Suicide, whatever you want to call it. So we were doing all of this for a long time, before television, before newspapers, right? There was other ways to get the word out there, what you were expected to do as a zombie slave. So when they did the propaganda Pearl Harbor bombing, for example, our people knew that we were going to take that hit. They knew it, and they knew that when they took the hit, it was going to enrage the population and give them justification to go and do a lot worse things to other people, right? This is what it's all about, and they're still doing it today. It's always worked, but I'm just going back in history just a little bit so we can just see how they just keep doing that. They can go in because they own the system, the false, fake ass, tell you that it's reality, tell you that you're educated and genius is for going to school and getting these educations and fighting for the system and all this. No, man. There's a drugstore in every fucking corner. There's way too many doctors and nurses out there for what's going on here. This is not the way that it was supposed to go. Okay. Well, it is the way they wanted it to go. It is the way the 7.8 billion zombies allowed it to go. It is the way because we want them to lie to us. We want them at the very top to be really good liars and lie to us so that we don't have to face reality, right? And that's how it all started. And now I'm the only one that doesn't want to be lied to anymore. I don't see anyone else out there that doesn't want to be lied to. I was just getting into a little debate with a buddy downtown about he's all about Trump. And I'm like, take those blue line fucking stickers off your car. Take those Trump stickers off, man. They all suck. We all have to go to the ballot box, which I know is not going to happen. But we all have to go to the ballot box and say none of the above. And we have to put it on camera, each of us, that are saying we're writing none of the above. Then when 250 million... am I in the right area? No, not even. What is it? 70 million vote, I think it is only. So 70 million out of the 350 million go in and vote. Then they'll all have it, and we can all post it on the internet and say, look, we didn't vote for any of these assholes, so I don't know why one or the other's claiming that they won, because all of them suck. We're not going to invite... And another thing about this is, too, that debate that we watched the other day, that horrible, terrible debate. My buddy's trying to tell me how good Trump did. And I'm like, where? Where did he do it? He's like, yeah, and he was talking about the immigration stuff and stuff like that. I'm like, no, man, it's fucking all bullshit, man. He didn't talk about nothing that was important. Our economy is crashing. The dollar bill's going away. We're all fucking, the digital currency is coming so fast we can't. What about the last fucking 30 years of allowing the illegal immigration in the borders? I said, those border walls that he's talking about finishing and building them higher and better and bigger, that's to keep us in. That's not to keep anyone else out. Those illegal immigrants are no longer going to be illegal as soon as Trump comes in. They're not going to be illegal, people. That's not the way this goes down. What he's saying is very tricky and conniving, and you should all know what he means by this. This was all written out for us. We were told about it. So I'm telling you that they don't lie to us because they only lie out of one side of their mouth. It's their duality thing, okay? They just like this duality thing. So they tell you the truth on one side, but then make that truth a lie because of all the lies they're going to tell you on the other side. And then they make those truths turn out to be lies. It's very upside down world. They love it that way. That's the way they do it. But we should all know this. We do know this. The 7.8 billion zombies, we know how it really goes. So why is any of the zombies, even one, even my buddy, I won't say his name, But even him to be all about Trump after listening to that debate and not throwing his hands up and saying, "Oh my God, they all suck. There is no fucking hope." That this is definitely done intentionally, man. It's like they're actors and actresses on the world stage, and Biden's not really that fucking disabled and handicapped. I'm not kidding you, man. I am not lying to you. I think that he's just a good actor. I really do. You're not going to get up on fucking stage like that. I mean, they could have drugged him up to keep him peppy. They could have done whatever. Even if he was dying of pain later, they could have got him on that stage and done a good job. They could have brought his mental capacity up like that with a couple pills. They didn't have to put on that whole show with Jill helping him down the stairs and helping them talk and all this. This is to prove that the 7.8 billion zombie slaves are still with them, and they don't all have to be with them. Only half of the 7.8 billion have to be with them, because that's all it takes for their duality, half and half. And then those half will fight that half, and that other half will fight that half, and it's duality, man. That's the way they stole the false creator's work, is what they did. They stole they stole his work, and they've been going to town on us ever since. And we love it. And we beg him for more and more. Give me more Trump. Yeah, give me more Trump. I mean, Trump didn't say nothing about the anything. He didn't say. The only thing Trump's bringing into this is immunity for all government agencies. Total immunity for all government agencies, no matter what they do. So that means cops can go around fucking shooting everybody like they've been doing, killing everyone, throwing innocent people in fucking jail. No problem. Total immunity, right? And then the judges can convict people wrongfully, right? Fucking like they've been doing for many, many years, wrongfully convicting innocent people, throwing them in fucking jail, torturing them, right? For life, right? Total immunity, right? Your presidents and your vice president and everyone else can start fucking wars at their leisure and get us killed, right? On top of send your children off to war. They just started back up. The draft is back in play now. So now the draft is back in play. And not only is the draft back in play, but different from what it was the last time it was in play. Now women are added to it, because ever since Obama, who was doing so nice for the women, he wanted to make sure women were included, of course. And just every president adds their little piece. Executive orders, all kinds of shit comes in, and they just keep making it worse and worse and worse, and you all kept ignoring it. All of us, I won't just say you, I won't just blame you, but all of us, we all ignored it. And we ignored it all. It's too much fun, man. Holidays every other fucking week. Every other week there's another holiday in this country. Not just this country, every country. And they're all celebrating. Some of them celebrate with just a bowl of rice. Some of them celebrate with a big fucking dinner with meat and turkeys and vegetation coming from 17 different countries all over the world and all kinds of shit. We don't grow nothing ourselves anymore. Hell no. Too many laws against it. Taking away our chickens, taking away our beef, taking away our pork, making it all illegal to even have a farm is what they've done. It was terrible. It was terrible. We all went along with it, and now it's all over. Now it's done. It's funny, because if you go back in my videos, back to, I'm going to hit play because I haven't hit play in a while. If you go back to the earlier videos I was doing just a couple of years ago, Candace Owens series and all that, that was about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. It was right after Biden got in. And I said, this is going to be it, because according to their biblical scriptures, the final trumpet, Donald Trump, the final trumpet will be the end of what we know of as the United States. This will be the land that is going away, as all the Western Europe's going to be all more mixed-matched than it even is now, going under a new global leadership, which has already been in the process for thousands of years. And they're telling you it's coming. It's called the New World Order, and it's coming. Now, it's not coming. It's already been here a couple thousand years. This is just another play of it. So they have you all convinced that you live on a spinning web pararocket ball going around in a vast of outer space. They've convinced you of zero and infinity are reality based and use them in your math. So therefore, your calendar's all fucked up because you have zeros in your calendar. Nobody pays attention to the moon. People think the moon is a block of cheese at best. Some think of it as a big ball. It's not a ball. Some of them think of it as they tell you about the speed that it's going around our Earth and all this kind of shit, all falsities, but everybody goes along with it. Everybody pretends that they believe it because it's just easier that way. Even though you can prove for yourself that it's not any of the things that they say it is, just by looking. Just looking, even if you're deaf, even if you're dumb, you can still see it. You can see that they're lying to us about it all. So obviously, we just want to be lied to. It's not like we want any truth and reality for ourselves. Mm. The whole thing, man, it's all done. It's all fucking done. So the housing market, like I was saying before, everyone thinks they own their homes. They don't. Nobody owns their homes. The banks all collapsing, all the small banks, because it's going to go over to the big central bank currency. And then when we get caught bartering in the public, it's already been illegal for 60 years. Bartering's been illegal. I don't know if anybody realizes that. So even though they don't, in the past, they have not come down real hard on this bartering thing. In the past, here and there, they did. Here and there, you could get in trouble for it. Like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, there was little towns here and there that might decide to follow through. And if the people did not know their constitutional rights, they would just pay the fines for bartering. They would lose their equipment or whatever it was they might be bartering, or their vehicles or whatever, because that's what it used to be over. It was usually something of more value. And then they would lose that because they would get caught bartering it, During Prohibition was another example. You could barter alcohol for other things because you didn't want to exchange cash for it. So you'd want to barter, and you could sometimes do that with stocks, bonds, shares, things like that. You could trade for large amounts of alcohol and make transfers to run a speakeasy and that kind of thing. All right, so I gotta end this. It's already, I think, in an hour. I think it already got an hour on it. And all I did was just shoot the shit a little bit. I didn't really go around and look at anything. I just really wanted to kind of get a message out there to Jeanne and to Dean. So, so we'll see what happens. I'll give it another couple more days. I'll see if I get any more news from anybody in the family. Now, I don't speak to my family anymore. I don't speak to either side of my family, my mother's side or my father's side. So, so I don't know. And it's been years. I just kind of got away from everybody. I was just sick of being lied to is really the whole thing. So I don't really know on a regular basis. I'm just getting these phone calls here and there, or an odd text message here and there, letting me know what's going on. Especially regarding somebody that I haven't even seen or spoken to in many, many, many years, 25, 30 years or more. So we'll see what happens. I really don't know. I just wanted to make some videos to apologize that I did not realize, because I was kind of being a dick to Jeanne, saying, why are you not coming in and giving me thumbs down on these videos and that kind of thing. And saying that I was frustrated that she wasn't really looking. But now that I know, now that I know that you're on morphine and that you're on end-of-life medications, then I would not expect that of you. And matter of fact, I would not even be processing the series that I was making too. I would not be processing it the way that I am. I was only doing that because I was under the wrong impressions. That's all I guess I'm saying about that. You can see all the imagery of the moon come as it's coming in. I like to bring the moon light to light as it's coming in. The true creator does not see things as up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in and out. Pay attention to the lights and shadows, and you take advantage of your angles and distances of perspective. Take your camera out of your pocket or wherever it is and use your camera phone to look at the screen and play these videos. This one is just simply marked April 21st, 2024. That was the night I recorded that particular moon. And as I go along with whatever series I'm going to pour into next, or if I stay on the one I'm on, either way, I will keep going on the moon. I will show you all the timelines that are in the moon and explain more what I was telling you before. The moon acts as several things. It's the false creator / creator's electromagnetic nanocarbon regulator, so that biospecies can enter their souls into the bio realm, because that's where our souls are issued from. The true creator's energy is all around us at all times. So you're born into the energy. Your soul is born into the energy. Okay, it's the false creator / creator soul. The energy is the true creator's. And we're all born through the moon. The moon also acts as a clock. I will admit that I have not spent a lot of time studying how that clock works, but I can tell you that these timelines, so far from what I've gotten out of it, is that the timelines, look at that shit. This is, this one right here, this is the image that I've been going in on the last couple of days. It's one of my favorites, but it's one of the ones that I've been going in on the last few days when I've been doing those moon videos for you. Hold on, let me see. I might have to stop them in order for me to get them. I might have to stop the moon. Let's see. I'll let it keep going while I'm talking about nothing. All right, he's right there. Okay. And I may have to darken it. Let's wait. Let's see if it goes out. Did I pause the thing? No. Let's see which way he's going. Ah, you bitch. I moved the camera. Anyways, lights and shadows, angles and distances of perspective. I hope you all go and look at what it is I'm showing you. We are so out of fucking time. Here he comes. Here he comes. We're way out of time. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get you the right angle for him. Give me a second. Because what I'm doing on the camera outside on that moon is I'm doing 360s on the camera just for the specific reason. Because I know about how the angles and distances of perspective work. I know that the telescope and the camera are taking the light in at certain angles and distances. So therefore, I do the 360s on the camera so I can show you more crisp and clearly the imagery that I'm trying to show you. And here he goes. So I'm at the wrong angle. So there he is. Let me see if I can pause let me see if it pauses. Yeah, it did. Okay. So it paused. All right. So there he is. And again, image within image within image. I can come out to each timeline on this image. You'll see his tongue sticking out right here. His teeth are... What the fuck, man? The fuck? I don't know what I hit. So my cropping tool, I'm going to flip it around because the shape that I want for him is right here. So I'm going to not bounce him around too much, but I'm going to try to stay on his outer timeline for his fat face, right? But I can come all the way into this other timeline and you got the skinnier face. Now I know it's a little bit light right now because I don't have the camera in my hand to go for lights and shadows. So working the lights and shadows would require me having both the cropper in my hand and the camera at the same time. So let me see. We're gonna get him again. Okay, right there. All right, so what I just did now is I changed some of the shadows so that his color's changing. See how the top of his head up here, and you see his hairdo right here? That's going to be one image, right? And I can, in that image right there that I'm showing you the forehead, where's the fuck's my stick? All right, So I'm trying to crop some other images off, and I'm cropping on this timeline. This timeline is very jig-jaggedy because it's got hair and everything that's going to be in that same image when I bring them out. And when it goes over to a canine image, it uses all this for the canine. The canine's much fatter. The canine's going to come from all the way over around it, all this gets added to the canine all the way down, and all this jig-jag stuff to the canine. I'm not on the canine. I'm coming over to this timeline right here to give you the fatter human face. He's kind of more of a beast because you see his tongue sticking out, broken teeth. I get the goatee and the mustache out of him. I get his hairdo, right? Get his hairdo. He's still a little fat. He's still kind of fat and chubby in this at this angle, but I know that I can maybe even put him in the beast category, because the reason why I can put him in the beast category is because the nose starts looking a little canine as I change angles and distances. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from this timeline out here all the way into to this eye right here real tight, because there's another timeline right here. Right, so I'm going to bring him all the way into there, and I'm going to try to be steady for a minute so the camera will capture it, and then you'll see the other human face. So I have to move the camera a little bit to get him. And then it's the skinnier face, and that one looks like I'm going, okay, now I got him human again. When I go up, when I come down, I'm going canine. When I go up, and then also I'm getting that, yeah, here we go. There we go. And I also learned too, I don't have to crop on both sides. I used to, if I can find my other cropping tool, let me see here. Okay, so I would need this one and this one. All right, so cropping on both sides is also possible. See the timeline here for this side of his face to be skinnier, and then you got other timelines out here for the fatter face, right? So I'm going to find my dip in my cropping tool right there. See it? So I'm going to fit it to that timeline right there, right? And I'm going to come back from the timeline a little bit because I don't want to interfere with lights and shadows. So that's why I'm fitting them into the timeline, and then I pull back. You'll see me going like this, because what I'm doing is I'm allowing your eyes to see that timeline. Those timelines are the true creator's timelines. Even though the moon is part of the false creator system, that doesn't matter. Everything in this realm is built by the true creator's builders. And the true creators builders build us feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, faces only, image within image within image, from the veil to the ground. It is this way. In these timelines that come down from the moon, I can do the same thing in the clouds, the trees, anywhere else. It's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from wherever the fuck I want to grab it from. So anyways, over to here, boom, I'm going to hit that timeline and come back a little. Now on the other side, same thing. Here's the timeline that I was running on before, was this outer one, see? And you can see the face clearly all the way up to the forehead. You can see the shine on the forehead. You see the shine right here on the forehead, and this other shine on this other forehead. It's going to work out to be eyes later for something else. But these are very special, these two areas right here. These are the timeline pools and puddles. Well, you have, let me finish doing this first, and then I'll explain that real quick before I end this video. So anyways, I come in, where am I? I should be up here. I want to be up here. Brink, right here, and then the other one down here, and then I can get back on that face, which I think I lost my angle. I did. There he is. I lost my, he's really good. He's really good. I've always liked this one, this image. I've always been attracted to it because I think it's really easy for people to find. It has a lot of importance in it, and I didn't know why in the beginning, but it does have more importance than a lot of the other ones, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to come over here to timeline, then I'm going to come over here to timeline, then I'm going to bring him into this timeline and let you see the thinner face. See, I'm going to get rid of this I'm going to get rid of all this. And every time I stick something in front of the camera, it makes the camera readjust. So I'm trying my hardest not to do that, but it's hard to work a stick, two croppers, and the camera angles and distances. So boom, I'm going to stay away from that timeline a little because I was getting a little too blurry. I'm going to slowly bring them into this timeline so we can keep an eye on the face. You'll see what I mean when I'm coming past that yellow one, and I'm going to come up to this other timeline. And then we got another human face with the mouth open and all that. And this tongue works as so many different things, just like everything in the moon, just like everything anywhere in this, it's image within image. So on this particular one though, on this tongue, I love it because as I turn the camera around, because I know all the other images, so as I'm flipping it, I'll adjust the camera one way, and then I get an eye out of it. It's being used as an eye for another image in another direction, and so on and so forth. You just get used to it. It just becomes second nature to know where all these images are and keep track of them. And that's what's going to be the reality for everybody. It's not going to be going and watching a news program about NASA telling you that China just went to the backside of the moon. The United States has got satellites all over floating around in outer space, and you're going to believe all their space alien. Oh, we can't tell you. It's a big Illuminati secret. We can't tell you about the space aliens. Why can't they tell you? Because they don't exist. They never existed. You have a real, true creator, the God that you all wondered about, and you're able to prove it to yourself that there is a true creator. But I cannot call him God because it's not the God we were all told about. It's better, way fucking better. But I can't call him God. I can't not do that. Sorry, I refuse. And when you go and look for yourselves, you will all refuse as well, and you'll understand why you're going to refuse. Because anything we were ever heard, learned, thought, taught, programmed in this conscious realm has been a lie. So to call the true creator a God and go by the stories that we were taught about how it all works and what's going on and what's real and what's not. No, fuck them, man. They lied to us all. Who is they? Who is them? We all know who they are now, right? It's us. We are the 7.8 billion zombie slaves that demand our own enslavement. I'll be back.